Hello traders, and welcome to the market opening preview of February 16th, 2015. What a beautiful day coming to you live from Pattaya, Thailand. And remember traders, this is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Traders, great to be with you on a Monday. Please remember that there is a U.S. holiday today, so there's no U.S. funds in the market, so that could affect us later in the European session. Alright traders, if you would let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday. I'm your moderator through the market opening preview series and also the Friday wrap-up, which we do every Friday after the New York close. Traders, I started trading in the year of 2006 and 2008. I retired from a wonderful 27-year career in the fire rescue department out of the great state of Florida. Traders, I came to Thailand for a 3-month vacation. Well, it's 2015 traders, and I'm still here. It's really a great time zone to trade the Forex markets because I can actually trade all three markets and still get a good night's rest. I just want to let you know that I do trade the markets every single trading day. Doesn't mean I'm necessarily in a trade. However, I am listening to fundamentals. I'm listening to what's going on, and I'm observing and listening and watching to look for probabilities and opportunities to make profits in our trades. All right, let's get the legal stuff out of the way. That's enough about me. This is our risk disclaimer. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential of risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex markets. Traders, most of all, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's get moving. News and commentary. I'm running late today. I had no internet for 2 hours, so I'm like really running late. So Friday, the Dow closed positive barely at 0.2%. S&P 500 closed 0.41% in the green, and the Nasdaq also in the green at 0.75%, with the Russell 2000 also in the green at 0.56%. Take a look at the other side of the ocean now. Let's go over to the Eurozone. The DAX closed up 0.40%. The FTSE 100 was in the green at 0.67%, and the CAC 40 was in the green at 0.70%, and the Euro Stoxx 50 was in the green at 0.88%. Nice, nice, very nice. All right, traders, let's come on over to my side of the world. These countries are currently trading. The Nikkei 225 is up 0.56%. The S&P ASX 200 is in the green, just barely at 0.20%. The Shanghai is also in the green at 0.24%, with the Hang Seng in the green at 0.28%. With ending this one, the Kospi is in the green at 0.09%. So that's what's going on with that. Let's talk about what's going on as far as data coming out today. We had some data right at the opening of the markets, and that was retail sales out of New Zealand. That's probably why the New Zealand bounced up the way it did. And it looks like it came out at 1.7, and they were expecting 1.3, so that was good data for them. Also, early in the morning, we have prelim GDP out of the yen, and that was a bad number. That was 0.6, and they were expecting 0.9. Into our Euro London session, the only thing we have is Euro group meetings, I guess, is still going on. I don't know how that affected us on Friday, but I guess those meetings are still going on. They're trying to make some sort of resolution, from what I understand, watching one of those news channels. They didn't get too far, and they were heading back to the table. And again, traders, please do not forget that it is a bank holiday today, so we must be cautious of that. Looking ahead for tomorrow, we have really important data coming out. We have the ASIA's monetary policy meeting minutes being released. So that's going to be happening in our Asia session tomorrow, being the 17th. All right, commentary today is, just trade what's in front of you. Trade your trade plan. Don't deviate. I'm sorry for the banging, folks. They're doing construction right above me. Actually, they're doing it on the roof, and I live on the top floor. Just trade what's in front of you. The charts today there's not a lot of information out there that I gave you because there's not a lot of information. The charts are just sloppy. That we have pairs that are like all over the place. But let's go over them. Let's take a look at them and just be really cautious in your trading, remembering that there's no New York session today, and that will affect us come London lunch. We're going to notice the markets are going to start to, claw up a little bit until London Open will probably get a burst. All right, we're going to go over to the 60-minute Forex charts review, and as usual, we are going to start with this ugly chart, and this is the euro dollar. This is euro dollar. As you can see, here we are sideways. New York came down. The dollar got strong late in New York on Friday. Those big red candles. But from there on, it's just absolutely sloppy. I'm remaining bearish on this, and I know a lot of you traders are saying, Bill, this is changing. This is going to be a bullish pair. I don't think so. I think we're going to remain bearish. I think this is going to the 200 exponential moving average is what I am thinking is going to happen. I would expect a bounce at this 200 exponential moving average at 1.1366. So please keep an eye on that. I would love for it to come all the way back down to support at 1.1308. That would be just wonderful. That'd be a wonderful trade, and what a way to start the week. No, it's not going to happen today, unfortunately. Unfortunately. All right, so that's what's going on with the euro. I still remain bearish. Watch your Bollinger Bands. Don't be taking any trades. I just noticed that right as I was getting ready to hit the mouse, the Bollinger Bands are closed, folks. They're looking at each other. They are closed Bollinger Bands. So don't do anything until these Bollinger Bands are sideways, and I consider that to be an open Bollinger Band. Alrighty. Okay, let's take a look at the pound. The pound took a burst, and if you take a look at the daily chart, we're like on our 7th higher low. So this is getting pretty interesting with the pound. This really never gave us a pullback. The pound's not one that likes giving pullbacks. So, whatever you can get out of this, you can get out of it. I mean, we have to get some pullback. We can't trade into this. And this fib that I put on here is it's really not valid, because if you look at that blue candle, I don't have 2 to the right and 2 to the left. So by the time you see this, there's a good chance there's 2 candles that have higher highs on this. So, I had to do something, right? I had to give some trade plan. And the only thing to do was to do a fib and see if we can get a pullback to about the 54.15 area would be nice. And then we'll just take it up about all the way to about 54.35, something like that. So we're looking at like, 20 pips, 18 pips. That's not really a lot, folks, to be trading the pound with. So just be real careful if you desire to jump into the pound. All right, let's go over to another crazy chart. And this is our Aussie dollar. No, folks, I am not bullish on the Aussie. Take a look at the daily chart. Okay, take a look at the daily chart. I am not, no way am I bullish just because this is above the 200 exponential moving average. The other thing is that our current candle is almost a doji, and Friday ended as a doji. So I'm looking for this to fall. I'm looking for this to basically go sideways and say, okay, I've had enough of this, and we're just going to dump. That's what I'm expecting to happen. If this takes out the high, if you look across to the top of the last candle, the right candle, go over to the left side, takes out that high and closes above that high, I might change my mind, depending on what the daily is. But this is a 3-touch trend line, and I'd like to see this. It's either going to bounce off it or we're going to take this down. I prefer to take it down. I am bearish in the Aussie dollar. Okay, Here is another messy chart for us today, folks. And this is our Euro Aussie. Look at this. No, I had no trade plan for you today on this. I mean, the Bollinger Bands are pointed up. Price action is sideways. It's actually responded to this price level, if you look left of the chart, several times. The daily chart is a disaster. Go take a look at the daily chart on this one and tell me how you would trade that. Yeah, it's not a good looking chart. It's almost as bad as this one. But at least we can see that this is, sort of in a downtrend. I would expect this to come down to the 200 exponential moving average, bounce, and then head back up again. That's what I'm expecting this to do. However, it needs to give me an entry, and that means I need a bearish engulfing candle, because it's got to take out those lows, like the doji right next to it, and that blue candle. It's got to take those lows out before we're going to get into this, and then we'll take it down to that 46.19, which is the 200 exponential moving average. All right, let's take a look at the Euro Yen. Not much to say about the Euro Yen. This Euro Yen hasn't moved a lot. It's been pretty dull, to be honest with you. We're in this nasty range. Well, it's really not a nasty range. I take that back. It's not a nasty range. Bollinger Bands are still curled. We're 3 hours from the London Open when I'm recording this. So it's, we should have some better movement than we do. And again, I don't mean to keep repeating myself, but we have a U.S. holiday today, and it's going to affect the market. And it might take London Open before we start to see these Bollinger Bands open and do something. Alrighty? So just keep an eye on that. If you take the euro, if you take a yen pair, just keep an eye on that. And remember that, well, it already happened. And look at no reaction from the data that came out of the yens today. All right, let's take a look at the last pair of the day, and that's on New Zealand dollar. New Zealand had a good retail sales data today, so that's a big boost here that you see. And that's why this is boosted up like it has. And it looks like it's going to bounce and basically come back down again, which is okay. I'd like to see this close as a gap and then take this back up. However, if it comes to that 618, it gives me a bullish candlestick formation, I'm going to buy it. I have no problem with buying that. All right, as long as it's before London lunch. London lunch is my cutoff. With no New York, London lunch is it. I'm done. If we're not in it, we're not in it. But it would be nice to see this come back and close that gap. The gap's going to get closed. It's just a matter of when. So just keep an eye on that through your day. And if you have, if you've experienced and a little bit of guts with you, you know what? You can take this to the downside until that gap closes if we get a second or third candle. That would bring us almost to the London Open. And that would give us a nice close. We'll take it back down to that 74.56 area, so we'll counter trend trade that. I don't recommend it, but if you gotta have some experience, go ahead and do it. Traders, on behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends, FXCL Excellence in Trading, thank you for being with me on a Monday. We have a full week of trading ahead. I'm excited to be here, and I'm glad you're here with me. Traders, coming to you live from Pattaya, Thailand. Until next time, have a great trading day, and bye-bye.